Do you think that IELTS fail international students excessively? What does the public have to say? When searching online for the World IELTS Test with the word complaint, you will find many posts on public forums and online articles about test candidates giving their negative experiences when they attempted their IELTS test. Here is just a few. Australian denied nurses registration until he passes English test. IELTS sucks blog. IELTS ripping off Australia. I was humiliated. Foreign doctors cheated by exam conditions. OET test in Sydney was a total mess. And problems in IELTS exam. You can click it to read more about the articles. Why would IDP Education fail so many students? Each time an IELTS test candidate fails their test, the test candidate will need to reattempt the test and pay more money. Each time you attempt the test again, IDP Education make more money. If you fail your IELTS test once, the test operator doubles the revenue. If you fail your test twice, they triple the revenue. And if you fail your test 3 times, they quadruple the revenue. As they are businesses with the intention of making profit, failing test candidates allow them to amplify the revenue from unsuspecting and vulnerable immigrants who are not familiar with the Australian consumer law. How does the IELTS fail students? The IELTS Academic and IELTS General English tests are conducted by IDP Education in Australia. This company seems to create a test examination process that allows your marks to be inadvertently manipulated, so there is an excessive failure rate. You may not be aware, however, the English test examiners who mark your IELTS test are not qualified English teachers. They are merely internally trained staff. This seems to create a problem as their staff can be manipulated within their internal training to excessively fail test candidates. It is also impossible to know how they have marked your test as they refuse to give your test paper back to you. The IELTS test is designed in a way that the test examiner who are marking your test are forced to give you inconsistent marks, as the IELTS test is only out of 9 marks. 1 mark is given to all the test candidates that enroll in the test. This means that the test examiner has 8 marks to choose from when marking your test. This means that test examiners can only change your marks in 12.5% increments. This means that the examiner are forced to change your mark by an increase or decrease in your English capacity by 12.5% with each mark they can give you. For the price of the test, it sounds ridiculous that they can only increase or decrease a test candidate's mark by such a large amount, and this can be a strong reason to why IELTS test candidates complain when their marks go up and down from each test they attempt. How do IELTS test operators get away with it? Test candidates of the IELTS test are foreign to Australian laws and customs. In Australia, there are very strong laws to protect a person when paying money for a product or service, and particularly paying money for a test. If a local resident was to be ripped off, they would simply complain and get their money back. However, when a foreign moves to a new country, it is impossible for them to have local knowledge to simply how to complain effectively. For this reason, it is very easy for IELTS to rip off test candidates and get away with it. We are here to support you. As much as it may be unfair for IDP Education to potentially mistreat unsuspecting test candidates, the good news is that we can point you in the right direction to getting your IELTS test remarked fairly and transparently. We took the time to create a cost-effective solution to get your test remarked to a higher score or to get your money back from the test that you had failed. We promote information and solutions and options for you to choose from. We claim to have specifically designed a successful complaints process that is easy to follow, stress-free, and most of all is very rewarding in results. The IELTS independent investigation process has a money-back guarantee, as they know that immigrants are tight on money and are certain the service will help the test candidates. We understand that you are a victim and should not have to lose money because a large company wants to excessively fail you to make more money. If test candidates don't complain, then it will be impossible for the test candidates to get their tests remarked fairly and transparently, or to get their money back from the test that they have failed. There are services available for you to complain, and the process can be easier than you think. Services include legal aid, consumer affairs, and us.